Hey guys, John V here from PhoneArena. You're watching our video comparison between the Nokia Lumia 900 and of course the iPhone 4S, two top-notch quality smartphones from their respective platforms. iPhone 4S starts at $200 2-year contract, while the Nokia Lumia 900 is a great price at only $100 2-year contract. So we're curious to see how they perform against one another and to find out exactly which handset's going to outduel the other. It's a little bit difficult to say which handset has the better looking design just because they have so many lovable aspects that we like about them. For starters, they're very solid with their construction. You have a good feel in the hand. Of course, the Lumia 900 is a little bit larger versus the more compact iPhone 4S, but nevertheless, you have some great premium materials, like the iPhone 4S has the glass sandwiched together with the stainless steel bezel, while the Nokia Lumia 900 has the unibody polycarbonate design. Very clean looking, doesn't really get that much dirt debris, whereas the iPhone 4S, you tend to notice that just because it has that glossy appearance. But nevertheless, they're both very solid and they have some their own unique design elements. They're both very thin and good accompanying weight, which really goes to show off their durability. So in the end, they're both very nice looking. Well, there's no arguing that both handsets offer nice-looking displays, very sharp in many aspects. It's a 4.3-inch WVGA AMOLED panel in the Nokia Lumia 900 versus the 3.5-inch Retina display of the iPhone 4S. So in terms of resolution and detail, no doubt the iPhone 4S wins it. Now, you might not notice it here in the app panel just because it's more than legible. We definitely notice it most in things like the web browser. It's really hard to show you in this video, but find text in the browser, we can still make it on the iPhone 4S, whereas on the Nokia Lumia 900, a lot more garbled looking. But both are still pleasing with their wide viewing angles, very usable. But the iPhone 4S has the more natural looking color reproduction versus the oversaturated tones that you typically find with any AMOLED panel. And in the end, we still just like the look of the iPhone 4S Retina display. Thankfully, there aren't any accidental presses with the buttons below their displays. With the Nokia Lumia 900, you have the trio window buttons here. They're spaced far away, no accidental presses. And with the iPhone 4S, of course, it's a physical one. Between the two, we like the physical buttons on the iPhone 4S just because they're raised, more pronounced, and have a better responsive feel when you press them down, as opposed to the flat feel of the Nokia Lumia 900's buttons, but it does offer the benefit of a dedicated shutter key. On the top edge of both handsets, we have the 3.5mm headset jacks and the noise cancellation microphones. Naturally, both smartphones feature micro SD card slots. In order to access them, you got to put a clip into the pinhole on both devices. When it comes to charging and data connectivity, you have a micro USB port on the Nokia Lumia 900 and of course the proprietary one on the iPhone 4S. When it comes to cameras, the iPhone 4S features a 5-megapixel autofocus camera, single LED flash with a backside illumination and a wide-angle f2.4 lens. In contrast, the Nokia Lumia 900 has an 8-megapixel autofocus camera, Carl Zeiss optics, and an f2.2 lens. And of course, they both have front-facing cameras above their displays for video chat. Seriously, we really don't need to talk about hardware specs with either device just because moving around the platform here, we could tell already that they're extremely quick and peppy with their movements, whether it be basic or some complex tasks. It's pretty instantaneous with both devices, and we're very happy with the overall speed. Even other things such as opening up applications, doing pinch gestures, stuff like that, you could tell that the movement is pretty much identical to one another. Yet again, we have another comparison between an iOS device and a Windows phone, and it's ultimately going to come down to your specific needs as to which one you're going to find more preferable. So between two, we like the fact that Windows Phone has a lot more personalization going on with it over the iPhone 4S. For starters, you could change the color theme here, as you could tell, and even with the live panels, you could arrange them to any way you want. And on top of that, it has a dynamic look to it. It aggregates a bunch of different things. You get some cool looking effects, and you kind of see the Metro UI theme going on throughout various aspects of the platform, whereas on the iPhone 4S, it's pretty much the same experience as all other iPhones before it. Of course, you have some new stuff such as the, well, not really new stuff, but it's things that really enhance it. For example, you can multitask, you have the music player there, quickly access them, but it's very light with personalization. The only thing you change with it is just the background wallpaper, and that's it. So when it comes to typing messages, both handsets deliver a great experience. Even though you could tell the difference in size, the Nokia Lumia 900 just has a larger layout because of its larger display, but nevertheless, both exhibit a good amount of responsiveness to keep up with our rate of input. And on top of that, they have great autocorrect features, so even if you do make mistakes, you keep on typing and they do a good job in just correcting you. So either way, both are wonderful. Mainly because it's supporting 4G LTE connectivity, we easily prefer the experience on the Nokia Lumia 900 versus the iPhone 4S. With AT&T's version of the iPhone 4S, you're only limited to HSPA Plus connectivity. But as far as the web browsing performance is concerned, you could tell both are extremely fluid and responsive with pinch gestures, kinetic scrolling, so they're both more than usable. But in the end, just because of its faster data speeds, the Nokia Lumia 900 stands out just a little bit more. Well, we actually like the music players on both handsets. On the Nokia Lumia 900, of course, you get the Zune experience. You get that Metro UI theme going on with it, so it has a definitely, a multi-aspect view to it. Whereas on the iPhone 4S, the thing that we like about it is that it has cover flow, which to this day is still one of the more appealing and alluring-looking music players out there, just because you get that cool 3D effect. As far as the audio quality with both speakers, they're both pretty much the same. Pretty strong tones, and we can't really tell which one's higher in volume output, but at the loudest volume setting, we do notice just a hint of strain on both. Up top we have the iPhone 4S, and the bottom you have the Nokia Lumia 900. They're both playing the same video here. Very smooth their playback, no slowdown whatsoever, but the biggest difference, of course, just screen size. You have the Nokia Lumia 900 with the 4.3-inch display versus 3.5 inches on the iPhone 4S, so it's a little bit more optimal on the Lumia 900. And on top of that, just because it has the puncher-looking colors, it might, attract a lot more people than the iPhone 4S, so we definitely prefer it for video watching. Between the two, we have to say that the iPhone 4S delivers the better-looking photos with its 5-megapixel camera versus the 8-megapixel one on the Nokia Lumia 900. Specifically, the iPhone 4S just delivers the stronger details, natural-looking colors, better exposure. It handles dynamic range a lot better too. Both of them take some overall nice-looking scenery shots and macro shots, but in low lighting conditions, we do notice that the iPhone 4S, again showing its prowess, it's able to get a lot of good details in it, whereas on the Nokia Lumia 900, it tends to be a lot more noisy looking, but luckily, at least their LED flashes are potent enough to light up the scenery. At the same time, the iPhone 4S is again the better handset when it comes to taking videos. Well, the Nokia Lumia 900 is limited to only 720p versus 1080p on the iPhone 4S. We do like that the Lumia 900 has continuous autofocus, whereas on the iPhone 4S you have to use touch focus. But besides that, better details on the iPhone 4S. It has also the natural-looking color reproduction, and it doesn't have that bluish tinge that we tend to notice with the Nokia Lumia 900. When it comes to calling quality, we find the Nokia Lumia 900 to produce the more pleasant experience just because voices on both ends of the line are pretty distinctive and clear, no background noise. We do notice a little bit of noise on the iPhone 4S, and voices do sound just a tiny bit choppy. Battery life, however, is a little bit tough to gauge on both handsets just because we're using the Sprint version of the iPhone 4S, and with the Nokia Lumia 900, it's connected via HSPA Plus instead of 4G LTE. But either way, after fully charging them, we're able to get at least a solid 1 day's worth out of normal usage, so they're pretty much average. Ultimately, the biggest decision that most people will need to make is which platform experience you want to go with. You have iOS versus Windows Phone. They both have their unique aspects, but that's by far the biggest differentiator. Of course, pricing will come into the mix. You have $200 starting price point for the iPhone 4S versus the $100 price point for the Nokia Lumia 900. At $100 on contract, it is pretty tough. It's pretty easy buy, to tell you the truth. It has a lot of features for the money. You're not paying that much, and it's still a very respectable handset with a nice looking design that's very solid with its overall construction. Well, the same thing applies to the iPhone 4S, but you're paying double the price, but you do get the advantage of having a higher resolution display, and of course it takes better photos and video. So again, it's going to ultimately come down to your decision, but both are great for both their respective platforms, iOS and Windows Phone. So if you'd like to learn more about both handsets, guys, you could check out our website, PhoneArena.com. This is John V. Thanks for watching.